And I should also say this, that I saw Everybody Wants Some, the new Richard Linklater movie yesterday, which is opening wider in its release. And that was a disappointment.
Really? What didn't you like about it? I'm just curious. I mean,
you know, I thought that it was a very likable movie. It would be a nice movie to sit around and, you know, it would be a good taco movie, you know, to have tacos too.
Right.
But I just thought that it was an exercise in nostalgia, really, and I didn't really think that it went anywhere. It didn't have. I mean, this movie has zero conflict in it. I mean, like maybe some little childish, you know, arguments between the guys at this college, you know, who are on this baseball team. But their bond is so strong that nothing really seems to dent that bond, really. So there's no danger of that happening. It seems like they're very much team players. So I just, you know, with Dazed and Confused, which, you know, even the director himself has said that it's the spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused. So it bears, you know, it's not my fault that I have to compare it to that. But with Dazed and Confused, I felt like there was an undercurrent of sadness and fear of the future and so forth amongst, and a lot of, you know, teenage angst and so forth amongst all of this group of, you know, graduating high schoolers. But with this, I just didn't find that there was anything there. There was just, I was searching for it too, and I just didn't. All I could find was, by the end of it, was that these guys were much more interested in the extracurricular stuff than they were in actual school. The last shot is, you know.
I think you just hit what that first weekend before classes start is. I mean, that's what that first weekend is. I don't think I've ever seen anything so perfectly put on a film.
Well, here's the other problem, too, is that I didn't, you know, Dazed and Confused is funny. I didn't really find this funny.
Oh, really? I thought this was very funny. I thought
it got better in the last third. I thought it was funnier.
But I got to say, I mean, I got to be honest with you. I mean, I think Dazed and Confused is a far better film. I actually think I like this more than Boyhood, though.
Really?
I think this is actually more of the sequel to Boyhood than it is Dazed and Confused.
Well, this is real. I guess that's possible.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think, it's that first weekend that you're in college before classes start. We were talking about it earlier with Rick's students and everything, and just with school, you know, with you were talking about with you know, student films in college. I mean, I thought that this film, it's like this first weekend of freedom, and you don't know what to expect. You don't know what to even think, and you're being sort of like, you know, pulled in like every different direction. And I thought this film did that very well, but I also thought it was incredibly funny. I couldn't stop laughing during it. It was very funny.
Well, you know what? Some films, some films have a dramatic structure, and others don't. I mean, some films want to tell a story with all the beats, and other films just want to give you a feeling or a sense of something. So would you guys put Everybody Wants Some in that second category?
Oh, I would put most Richard Linklater's, you know, films in that category. I mean, let's be honest. Slacker, Dazed and Confused, this, A Scanner Darkly, even, they're more of a feeling. No one would ever accuse Richard Linklater of being a deep thinker. It's just not there.
Or somebody who is slavishly devoted to the rules of screenwriting, you know. So,
right. Can I put that quote on a poster? No one would ever accuse Richard Linklater of being a deep thinker.
I know, but it's not there. I mean, because what's really sad is that, you know, the movie that he is in, he's a great filmmaker. Don't get me wrong. He's like Soderbergh to an extent. He's very concerned with the mechanics of filmmaking. But I mean, the one film that he is, Waking Life, is the one film that he is like that. People claim he's getting at something, and I got to be honest, I don't see it. But but
I find that movie kind of ponderous too.
Yeah, I mean, Dean, you hit on the word ponderous, with several films here that he's done. I mean, and it's that. I mean, even me and Orson Welles. I mean. Or even Bernie, or none of these films are deep films. They are fun films. They're very interesting films, but deep is not something we associate.
Bernie is my favorite. Bernie is my favorite.
Actually, let me tell you a story. We went to go to a screening of Dazed and Confused for my birthday, I went with one of my best friends, and she said, "You know what, Jerry? I kind of thought The Son-in-Law was a better film." Okay, so just to show you, I mean, the Pauly Shore movie. That's how, and these are people who would understand Dazed and Confused better than any of us. And they're like, you know what? The Son-in-Law was a better movie.
And Jerry, I got to tell you, no one would ever accuse Pauly Shore of being a deep thinker. Okay.
No, but he
Adam,